Oh, what the heck? I'm not going to make you guys sit through an entire another countdown. Does that sound much better? Please let me know. Please let me know because I have it on my devices here, but as you know, there's a bit of a lag between devices and the actual play, that the live stream that's happening. Is it better? Is it better? Did I fix it? Hooray! Yay! The sound has been fixed. Huzzah! A win for MeghansMole here. Looks like I'm not just a pretty face and some big titties. I've got some brains too. Woohoo! One win for the mole for today. All better. That is so good to hear. Wonderful news. Woohoo. Let's get into today's shit show. I'm sorry the beginning got scuffed, but let's get into the mess today, okay? Because there is something that has completely annoyed me, that has completely, we know that Meghan Markle has nothing to offer. We know that she is a raggedy, talentless trollop who's gone through her life with only men taking care of her, only men providing her with her life. She likes to pretend like she is a self-made woman, but in reality, all the men in her life, starting from her father, which she has discarded, gave her her beginning. Let's be honest. If Meghan Markle didn't have her daddy, who was making $250,000 a year in the 80s, which is an incredible salary, who went to a private Hollywood school, who never had to pay for anything, her father made sure that she had no wants or needs, or she got what she wanted. And if he didn't give her or put her on the path that she started on, she wouldn't be where she is today. Let's be completely honest about that. So Meghan's newest, cosplay act. As you all know, a while back ago, I had done a live, which I think I need to compress into a short video about the gold watch that Meghan was wearing is not Diana's Cartier Tank Française watch. It's the Cartier French watch. It's the French tank watch that she was wearing, that Meghan, I know I have to repeat this every once in a while, and let me pull up the links here so you guys can follow along to see what I am talking about. So when Meghan got signed up for another season of Suits after the first season that she was in, she went out and blew her money on a two-tone Diana, a Cartier two-tone Tank Française watch. This was the watch, okay? And she had it engraved on the back, 2mm from MM. And her story back then was that she was going to give it to the daughter that she had one day. Well, her daughter's name is Invisibeth, so it looks like, haha, you lose, loser, daughter or fake imaginary daughter who doesn't exist. You will never get any of Meghan's items because Meghan is that type of bitch mother that will never share her shit with you, but will always take your shine and make sure that you are in the raggediest of wears while she wears over $13,000 in items and jewelry. Thank you to my amazing moderator, Christine, for the super sticker. And Saigon Passion, thank you, my darling, for the super sticker. That's very generous. Thank you so much. So let me continue here before my throat starts to give me shit and starts to say, look, I'm not going to play anymore today. I'm giving out for the rest of the day. So this, as Paul says, is also a cheaper version of the Cartier watch. Well, as many know, you can get really good replicas these days, okay? And then the gold watch that Diane had, the gold version of this, all of a sudden showed up when Harry and Meghan, and I did mention this in the live that I did about Diana's gold watch not being the one that Meghan has. That watch showed up when they moved to Canada, when they were living in that oligarch's mansion on Vancouver Island. And all of a sudden, the narrative was that, oh, look, it's Diana's gold watch. I didn't believe it was ever Diana's gold watch. Marie Claire, if you look at that video, I have shown you guys that Marie Claire had to retract their statement saying that it was Diana's gold watch when it wasn't. So that is a big tell there. So what has Meghan done here again today? Many of you probably didn't catch on to this, but sadly, having eyes like mine, being very observant can be a curse and a blessing at times, as I say. Thank you, Aspie, my darling, for the super sticker. Thank you so much, sweetheart. That's very kind of you. So when Meghan was letting out that she was doing a cameo on an Amazon movie, you know, Amazon does like movies on their platform there. But let me tell you something here, my darlings, because only Meghan Markle would spin a cameo playing herself in a straight to streaming movie. It's not even on the big screens. It's not even a big Hollywood occurrence. It's on a streaming platform, Amazon streaming platform. But only Meghan would spin a cameo of herself playing herself in a straight to streaming movie as a triumphant return to acting. This tells you how screwed up she is in the head. This will tell you exactly what kind of delusional la la land Meghan Markle really lives in. Because only a fool like her would leave a big streaming platform like Netflix and go to something not known as Amazon's streaming platform. Nobody really cares about Amazon's streaming platform. Let's be completely honest. This is hustling backwards. This is not winning. If Meghan says she likes to elevate things, well, shouldn't you be elevating? You're downgrading. Meghan should make her brand all about taking the finest things in life, the beautiful things that are already produced in the world, and downgrading them to more crap, basic bitch garbage that is on her level. That is Meghan Markle in a nutshell. So basically, Meghan here, while we all know Meghan is a right-handed individual who writes with her right hand, and most of the times, if you're right-handed, you're going to wear your watch on your right hand. If you're lefty, you wear your watch on your left hand, right? That's how, when you look at your arm, when you go to tell time, oh, if you wear it on your right hand, you wear your watch on your right hand. But Meghan here, just like her bracelets and stuff, she likes to switch hands. So here she is with, oh, people notice she has a new bracelet on. She's got something new on. And people instantly said, oh, look, guys, it's Diana's old watch that she used to own. Diana's new old watch. Is Meghan wearing it? Now, I had to go into Think Beautiful's comments, and Think Beautiful had posted about that. And if you guys don't follow her already on YouTube or X, Think Beautiful makes some amazing videos. Please go subscribe to her channel. Let her know that I sent you there, but go follow her. And I had to let her know that Meghan is now pretending to be wearing Diana's Panthier de Cartier watch, where replicas can be bought for less than $150, which is why we never really see the face of Meghan's watch. Have you noticed that, you guys? That when Meghan wears these watches, you never see the watch sitting on her wrist like a real watch should. Whenever you go and get a nice watch, or when you buy a nice watch, they fit it to your wrist right there in the store. Unless if you bought it from Temu, or if you bought it from DHgate, or one of the other websites that you can buy AAA rated knockoffs, then they won't fit your wrist properly and it will be spinning around. The fact that you cannot see the face of the watch and she wants to claim that it's a real Cartier watch tells me it's not a real branded watch, because there can be many gives in the face of the watch that it is not a real watch. This, I only know this because I've bought watches even from Nordstrom's. If you go somewhere like Nordstrom's and buy like they have these watches called Michelle watches or something. They're on the nicer end. I got this about like 6 years ago, but they will fit it to your wrist right there. Okay, but Meghan is now pretending that she is, look at me, I'm wearing a new Diana cosplay watch. I want people to think that this is Diana's watch that I have, because we all heard that the other gold watch got wrecked when she was washing dishes at, I think it was Bark Jack on X, who mentioned a blind about her pretending to wash dishes at James Corden's house, and then she got water into it. Harry sent it off to get fixed, and then it came out that it was a fake. So that's why we haven't seen the watch. That is alleged by Bark Jack. But what I wanted to bring up here to you guys is how fucking sick, how absolutely sick Meghan Markle is. And at this point, like, is she trying to push Harry to off himself so she can forever be the widow Duchess of Sussex? Now, why do I say this? Because first of all, and all of these posts that I'm sharing with you guys is on my X account. This is on my X feed if you guys want to check it out. But first of all, we get Meghan sharing a video of herself putting her feet up while going through the tunnel where Diana, Princess of Wales, died in Paris. Now, to me, this video, this is the woman who loves to cosplay Diana. And I made a video about this, but to me, the woman that feels like she can skin Diana and wear her as a second skin is literally putting her feet up and dancing on her grave, despite the fact that she uses her to monetize her just everything of her. Watch this. Remember this, guys? Remember this? So we've got Meghan doing this to Harry, right? And then if you guys didn't know, this watch that Meghan is now cosplaying to wear that belonged to Diana, if you guys don't know, that watch was gifted to Diana by Dodi before they died. I don't know if Diana was wearing this exact watch that night, that tragic night when they got into the vehicle with that drunk driver and had no seatbelts on. I don't know if she was wearing that watch. I've been trying to find, like, I've been looking through images and everything, trying to see if I could see what watch she was wearing, but her blazer is constantly, it's too low. I can't find a good image, but this is sick. This, yeah, she does enjoy hurting people. And that says a lot about her, right? That she is not a compassionate humanitarian like she claims to be or anything. I know for a fact, and it's been said many times, that Meghan didn't leave with any of Diana's jewelry when Harry and Meghan left the royal family. William made sure that Meghan had none of his mother's jewelry. Now, also, on top of that, we get how I've shown you guys here before, and I had to pull up this tweet of mine. This was from back in October 6, 2025, but I think I've shared this image before. But basically, this image in the center that I have here is Diana in the vehicle with Dodi, Henry Paul, right? Their bodyguard too. And just moments before the tragic accident. And look, Meghan will go as far to cosplay those moments every single time. This was during their fake New York car chase, right? She makes sure she sits in the middle. They even get a taxi driver who looks like the gentleman. Look at this one. This was when they were leaving St. Vincent's bungalows after an evening out. Like, this is sick. What kind of disgusting game is Harry playing? I mean, is Meghan playing with Harry here? Penny Lane says, I think she got the butterfly earrings and some diamonds. The butterfly earrings were fake also. I should make a video about this, but the butterfly earrings were fake, and also they weren't the exact ones that Diana had. And also the aquamarine ring that they constantly claim that Meghan has is not the same aquamarine ring that was Diana's divorce ring. I should definitely, like, these are on my Rolodex for the next couple days as I'm getting better, to quickly like make a video for you guys and upload it for you. This month, I'm going to make sure that I pull out all the stops and just put out as much content as I can for you guys. But what kind of person goes and does this kind of shit to their husband when they know that they are an emotionally fragile and, you know, messed up person? Oh, a sicko like Meghan Markle. So I just wanted to bring this up to your attention because I have mentioned for the longest time, even when I was on the Royal Mess on Sean Atwood's channel, I think I was one of the first that mentioned that Meghan wants to be the widow Duchess of Sussex because that is one way she can hold on to the titles forever and ever, is if he is gone. Mole, the watch was gifted by her father, the late Earl Johnny Spencer. That was a different watch. That was a different watch, my darling. That watch here, let me pull it up for you here. Let me pull it up because the one that her father, yeah. So Princess Diana received a Cartier Tank Louis watch from her father, John Spencer. And that is different than the one that Dodie has gotten for her, which is the Cartier Panther watch, which is different than the Cartier Tank Francaise watch. Now, this watch that was given to Diana by her father was an 18-karat yellow gold frame timepiece with a black alligator strap. Let me pull that up for you because I remember that watch. That watch was an amazing, let me pull that up. Diana, Princess of Wales watches. Let me pull that up for you guys because trust me, I love watches. If there's watches, you know that I will know my watch. Watch collection. Sorry, I can't see your comments because I'm just on another screen here. But this was the one that, no, that was the Patek Philippe. Hold on a second, because the Patek Philippe that she had, that was also, here we go. Let me pull it up. That's the image. There we go. Let me pull it up for you here, my darling. Sorry about that. Sorry that it took me a moment to get that here for you guys. But this was the watch that her father gave her. This one right here. There was another one that she had that had a round face, and that was the Patek Philippe watch that she had that looked almost the same, but not the same. But this was the watch that her father gave her, just so you know. This was the Cartier Tank Louis watch. I know it is a little bit confusing because most of them have like the tank name and they almost look the same. And trust me, like she could take this strap and interchange it with a metal strap and it'll look exactly like the Tank Francaise watch, but it's not the Tank Francaise watch because it's just the different strap placed onto it. And I'm sorry, I totally went left there on explaining the watches. My apologies, guys. But thank you, an old geezer, for gifting a MeghansMole membership. I appreciate you guys. And you guys, I owe you a MeghansMole membership members here. I was going to do it last night, but yo, your girl, by the time 6 o'clock hit, I felt like I got hit by a truck. I couldn't talk. My throat was scratchy and my head was in the toilet a couple times too. And not in the fun way either. Okay. So this was Meghan now cosplaying that she has another watch of Diana's when, let's be honest, Meghan Markle really is an empty vessel with no talents or anything, which is why she always has to pretend to be someone else, right? But let's move on to this next idiot because I have about 10 minutes here before I got to run and let's keep going. So, this idiot, what did her idiot husband do here? What did her idiot husband do? So, her idiot husband, as we all know, was trapezing all over in Canada, pretending like he is something special. And if there is something that pisses me off, nothing more is someone who pretends like they are an honorable veteran. If there is one thing that pisses or makes my blood boil or makes me feel like I want to piss in someone's cornflakes, is a veteran acting like a belligerent degenerate or someone who is going around stealing valor that he does not deserve. And this is what I want to talk about here. So, Canadians, since I don't live in Canada, despite the fact that I am still a Canadian citizen still, until, well, let's say I might be giving up my Canadian citizenship here. Who knows what happens? But anyways, that's a whole nother story for another day. But Harry here, okay, this should make you mad. So Harry is a British-born prince who has never been a member of the Canadian Armed Forces. And yet Harry here is covering himself with what is known as a quilt of valor. And a quilt of valor is recognition of service and sacrifice, and not for other celebrations or a special presentation or anything like that. And the reason why I bring this up is because one of my amazing subscribers, How to Fake Two Pregnancies and Not Get Away with It by MM, had brought up that as they are a Canadian themselves whose husbands served 4 decades, that they were appalled that this asshole had received a quilt of valor and he didn't have any decency to attend a memorial for comrades killed in a terrorist squad and attack peddled. Instead, he went to a Disney Lion King event. So this quilt of valor that Harry has wrapped himself around, basically you must be a member of the Canadian Armed Forces to receive one. When was Harry ever a member of Canadian Armed Forces? Never, ever, 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 ever at all. Now, to receive this blanket, to receive this quilt of valor, you must have served in combat or a peacekeeping mission, or you have become ill or injured as a result of your service. Now, recipients must have been honorably discharged. Quilts are presented as recognition of service and sacrifice, not for other celebrations, and surprise presentations are not permitted. Okay? And this asshole received a quilt of valor where they, on the other side of the quilt, they put like an Invictus, poem on the other side. Now, I want to remind you all also that the other day, I think it was 2 days ago, was Pat Tillman's birthday. Pat Tillman, who Harry had also had the nerve to go up and take an award in his name, despite the fact that Mary Tillman had spoken out and thought that Harry shouldn't be a recipient of her son's namesake award. Now, while we are on the topic of Pat Tillman, we should also remember Lieutenant Colonel Christopher Rabel and Sergeant Bradley Atwell, the 2 U.S. Marines who lost their lives at Camp Bastion in Afghanistan from a Taliban attack on September 14th, 2012. Their target was Prince Harry, who mentioned that had slept through the entire thing. Remember, he said it in his own words. He was protected. He slept through the entire attack. And Sergeant Atwell died on the day of the attack, and Lieutenant Colonel Rabel was injured, and he kept going, and he died the following day. Now, has Harry ever said anything to honor these men at all? Ever? I don't think so. Not at all. And yet here he is receiving some quilt like he has done something special. Harry has done nothing for the veterans. Please show me where Harry has ever done anything for the veterans at all. Now, if you guys have an issue with this, because I personally have an issue with it myself, okay? So I am going to put up this woman's information here because you received this, and this is where the veterans receive these quilts of valor through Canada Society. They support injured Canadian Armed Forces members of the past and present with quilts of comfort. So the board of directors, the woman that presented Harry with the quilt that you saw in the photograph, is none other than Lisa Compton. Compton. Didn't Meghan Markle have an issue with an American journalist writing a Daily Mail article about Meghan Markle being straight out of Compton? And Meghan made a big stink about that, only to later find out that Serena Williams was from and born in Compton, only to later also find out during her Archetypes podcast with Serena Williams that guess what? Guess what? Kevin Costner was born and raised in Compton. Meghan was like, what? He was? Yes, Meghan, white people can be born in Compton also, you ignorant putz, you idiot. But yes, there's the link for it in the chat there. I will update the description box below. I will be personally myself sending an email to this lady. And if you guys look, let me just say this. If you do reach out to this woman, Lisa Compton, as the president, please don't be like the Sussex Squad. And like, I know you guys aren't like the Sussex Squad. You guys are mature adults, you know, you don't go around threatening people or anything like that. But I will be reaching out to Lisa Compton, and I want to know how Prince Harry, a British rogue prince who told us he was taken off of military bases before surprise drug tests, would receive one of these quilts when he did nothing for the Canadian veterans, when he has done nothing for Canadian military, nothing at all. If anything, he's been lining his own pockets with how much money he's been stealing from veterans under the guise of Invictus and caring about them. Yeah. This is what I wanted to bring to your attention here, my darlings. But this is the board of directors here, Lisa Compton, who has given Harry the the quilt of valor. She is also the fabric procurement coordinator. Okay, so I want to know, did they have a vote for this? How did they come about to want to give Harry one of these quilts when he has nothing to do with Canadian military or anything of that nature? And that's the answer that I want to know, especially with everything that's coming out for him. Of course. This is why people don't like Harry. They were paid. Yes, they were paid. They were paid, or they were given an opportunity like, oh, you get a moment with Prince Harry and we're going to get photos, and just think of how good this will be for your foundation. You know, like these silly influencers do. Oh, great. My voice is starting to go out. We're at the 30-minute mark and my voice is starting to give out already. My apologies. I think, yeah, I'm sorry. Look, I didn't mean to make you guys mad or anything, but I thought I should do this live and let you guys know that Harry is going around stealing. This is literally stealing valor from people that deserve it. Why are you wrapping Harry in this blanket? He did nothing for the Canadian Armed Forces or anything. Now, some individuals, and I do like playing devil's advocate here, I do like being fair, but someone did question it and say, I doubt very much that is a quilt of valor. I've gone to their website and I see no mention of Harry. Plus it says Invictus, it might be a quilt. So what it says here, just so you guys know the actual story, Prince Harry recently received a quilt of valor as a thoughtful gift, which is not allowed, from a Canadian veteran in recognition of his military service and his ongoing advocacy for veterans, particularly through his work with the Invictus Games. How? When Harry, like over 2,500 Invictus veterans quit before they went to Vancouver, before they went to Dusseldorf, because it was becoming too Hollywood. And what military service? Harry was busy playing video games with the Gurkhas that he was being protected by. I know, Katie. I'll go in a second. I'll go in a second here. Molly needs a UK hot toddy, the brand. I know. You know what? I talk too much. Yeah. It just goes dry and it just doesn't work. But thank you, you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for all of the advice you're giving about my throat and everything. I mean, we have photos. Let me just pull up a couple here. Prince Harry playing. Here we go. Let me pull up some wonderful images of you guys for you guys to check out. This is who Harry who they gave a blanket of valor to, okay? This is the man that they claim this was for your duty and for your service. Ready? This is going to piss you guys off a bit here. Sorry. Let's go. Let me show you here. Look at this here. Look at Bunker Harry. Have you seen any soldiers with such clean, fresh boots ever? All of his fatigues are clean. He's pretending like this is where I sleep in my bed. But look, clean clothes, clean shaven, clean shoes, helmets not even used or anything. Let me go to the next image here, okay? Let me go to the next image for you guys. Let me show you. Here he is playing video games with, look at these stacks and stacks of video games he has in his tent here, which is a nice, cozy, massive tent. I bet you none of the other soldiers had a big, massive, luxurious tent to themselves like the fashion that Harry does. And a beautiful silver watch that is clearly in good condition. And then let me show you this one. Him and his buddies getting around and playing board games while everyone else was actually fighting. Harry and his clean clothes. Let me find this one. Let me find the one of Prince Harry and his Gurkhas when he was there. And you will see how even his Gurkhas' outfits were muddy. They were dirty. They weren't clean. And yet Harry's outfits looked so nice, so clean, like they had just given it to him. Like, here, Harry, put these on. We're going to pose for some photos. Look at these men. These are the men that deserve the quilt of valor, not this little prick that they had to go and play, daddy to. They had to babysit him because he wanted to go over there, right? Because he wanted to go and pretend like he is Prince. This is what happens when you coddle and not put this dork in his place at the very beginning. Now, let me just remind you how Harry thanks His Majesty's government and how he thanks everyone and how grateful he is for everything that he has always had. And we'll leave it on that note there, okay? Because, yeah, I think I need some more hot water here in my cup. Watch this.
And at the end of the day, if you join the army, you expect to go on operations. I don't want to sit around at Windsor because I just generally don't like England that much. And at the end of the day, if you join the army, you expect to go on operations. I don't want to sit around at Windsor because I just generally don't like England that much.
Yeah, you don't like England, right? You don't, just imagine sitting there while His Majesty, the Queen, was in command, and you're sitting there shitting on England and you piece of garbage. But I myself personally will be sending an email to Lisa Compton asking, like, why give Harry a quilt of valor when really he hasn't done anything but use Canada's military and the veterans and pretend like he is helping them out. Just wait, you guys. I'm working on something big about Invictus that I have for you guys, and it's going to blow your brains off how much money these two have siphoned off into their own pockets, and no one has said anything. Yeah, it's going to be wild. But anyways, my darlings, I'm going to go. I hope you all have a good one. I will I'm going to try and push for a members only tomorrow night or something, but I'll let you guys know. Stephen, my darling, says Harry had all military titles removed at Megxit. Well, Harry is still cosplaying like he is a military individual. I mean, Harry is still walking around wearing his medals. Let me share this photo with you before I go, and this will be the final one. But look, Harry showed up at the event wearing his KVCO that was given to him by the Queen. It was honorable medal given to him because of the work that he did at the time with Invictus. And he is wearing the little miniature one that matches that, right? But you know what Harry is not wearing? His father's coronation medal yet. This fucking putz who still is showing his blatant disrespect for his father. Look, what military individual stands like this with his gut out in front of another woman that is speaking? Like, stand up correctly at attention. You see the way that William stands in front of people, nice posture, his hands are clasped in front of him. Like, Harry looks like he is about to have a alcoholic spaz out if he doesn't get a drink in his hand right now. He's got Meghan's claws on. Like, look at that. Look, Meghan's claws. This is how he walks around now, with Meghan's claws in his hand. Anyways. Yeah, legs wide open, always, always, always. But anyways, my darlings, I'm going to get out of here because my voice is about to go. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below of Meghan pretending to have another one of Diana's watches, which we all know is probably just a fake one off of Temu or DHgate or one of those other websites that you can buy a replica of. And this fat oaf covering himself in a quilt of valor. Just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But anyways, my darlings, I'm going to go boil up some water here with some fresh ginger, and I have some fresh turmeric here also. And I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for being here, my darlings. Thank you so much for all of the super stickers and super chats that you guys send. I appreciate it. Thank you, an old geezer, for a MeghansMole membership. I adore each and every one of you, and I will catch you all in the next one. Toodaloo, my darlings. Bye.